Ian, what?
I think he misinterpreted the time. Let me.
I'll just hide him. Hey everybody, we're here. Let me know if there's weird audio levels. My mic. Ian are messing up the layout on this.
Another hour. You don't need to be here for another hour, Ian. We're doing rehash the roles first.
Also, you're muted, so we can't hear anything. Alright,
Well.
hey everybody, we're back! Ignore the technical difficulty.
Caused by Ian.
We love you, Ian.
We do
most
love
of the
him.
time. Hey everybody, welcome to Hash the Roll. Have a wonderful Braden and Patrick here to talk about the stuff that happened last game. Which, boy, that was fun. That was a fun one.
That was a good one.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It was great.
bit of drama, a little. There's a bunch of questions. There's a lot. I think, questions that we have total. So let's not even wait, and let's start with the first one that we have. This one, Patrick. This is from me. I don't
A lot of
know
questions.
which
I
questions
love
you'll
this.
actually answer, so I'll just throw out a ton of them. Is
Okay.
Artyom actually blind?
I think you all have a pretty good idea of Artyom's legit blindness at this point. I will neither confirm nor deny.
No,
But
don't you dare say that.
I think you all are I think you all have a good idea, at least. Maybe not your characters, but at least your players have I'm sure you have a pretty good idea that. Pretty sure you have a good idea of the legit blindness of Artyom.
I see.
But-
Adam's actually.
Cool.
But Adam is like,
You've
"Nope,
been
shut
ratted
up."
out, Adam. We know. Is officially
We
no.
know.
Can't slide out of this one. Who is the final boss of the campaign?
The final boss of the campaign.
Ooh.
That's like. I will. Okay, so.
Oh my gosh, you're actually considering answering. I wasn't expecting answering.
Well,
to any
I'm
of
trying to
these.
consider. I'm thinking about how to answer. Yes. Arrow Hoops is the final boss of the campaign. No, I'm just kidding. No. So
The
you know,
spear.
it's
Spear.
going based off the title. The title is a very intentional thing. I didn't just pick a random title I thought was cool. It's the title. The final boss of the game is the Embers Beneath the Mountains. What that exactly means will be you guys may also morph depending on how the story goes, but also what you will find out, hopefully.
I will say we have someone, Little Miss Fodder, saying Eladin, the spear, is a candidate.
Eldon could be a candidate. Yes, that is correct.
Just-
Eldon could be a candidate. I won't confirm nor deny, but
If
So-
Eladin gets burned into embers underneath the mountain, that is.
Oh gosh, then I know I've been screwed.
Versus your very snarky talking weapon.
Yes, he doesn't like people much.
Like anybody.
I'll be 100% honest. I was kind of surprised when you decided to go public with the information that he was,
Yeah.
a sentient weapon. I was like, oh, you're going public with that. Okay, all right. I expected it to be kind of a secret that you're gonna keep for a while, but I was like, all right, he's just gonna tell his companions that, yeah, I talked to my spear. And I'm like, all right, Eldon didn't like that. Eldon was,
No.
he is a lot about the secrecy, of who he is. It helps give him his part of his power is
Well,
his
I just
secrecy.
lost some of that power. Gosh dang it.
But he doesn't necessarily want people to know of his existence. There are people that who don't want him to exist. So.
Man, what did Corbett get himself into?
Who is Drith's father?
Drith's father. I mean, again, I know who Drith's father is.
Is it Darth Vader?
Yes, it's Darth Vader. No. So I know who Drith's father is. It's just. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I mean, you have some pretty good clues.
These are not real questions. These are just joke questions.
These are just joke questions? Oh, well, fine.
Like, would the Witch of the Woods actually accept one of the virgins in the party as a gift? Which, for anyone in the chat, like, thinking about it, after the game ended, we all talked about which of our characters are virgins. Some of us were like, I might have to think about that.
Yeah. But, I mean, probably, depending on how you offered them up, she might.
That's hilarious.
Gotta pick one. Pick one to give up.
There's not, as we discovered last time, there's not a shortage in your party.
I know. What a thought. Next question. This is also
Wait,
what?
We did skip one. How many Domovoi are there?
How many Domovoi are there? That's actually kind
of... So the thing about the Domovoi is the Domovoi are, as you've probably determined, well, they're more, or they're a species, and they're fey creatures that take up residence in homes and other places, to be kind of protectors of the area, and they exist as long as those places exist, and they cease existing once those places are abandoned. This doesn't bother the Domovoi because they recognize that that's their existence, but so there's hundreds, if not thousands, of Domovoi in existence. Not every house has a Domovoi, but so not every home or area that could house a Domovoi has a Domovoi. Generally, they're kind of attracted to areas of where they feel that the protection is needed more. So, for example, the Valley of Peligro obviously has all this dark magic and this dark history, and so that's why you actually have a higher than normal concentration of Domovoi. You have, for example, the one in the inn, and plus the one that they talked about in the windmill that Corvette went into briefly. There used to be one in the castle, but then when the castle got abandoned, the Domovoi in the castle, for lack of a better term, died, even though it's not really death. You will conceivably be seeing a decent amount more, yes.
Okay. Fey creatures that don't want us to pet them.
Yeah, Domovoi don't like being touched. It's because, Domovoi, they're the silent guardians from the shadows. The chat is saying that we can't hear you, Lydia.
I cannot. Can you hear me now? There we go. Yeah, my mic's picking up. Not as close. It's right in front of my other screen. Next question. This one is from Ian. Let's get spicy. Who's your favorite PC, Patrick?
I don't have a favorite PC.
That's a lie.
I mean, I like all of your characters for different reasons. So I don't have a favorite PC, but I was jokingly accused by Braden of favoring Artyom, though it's not true. And Braden was not being 100% serious.
Same.
But yeah, no favorite PC. I like all of you guys.
All right. Another one for Patrick. We do have some for you, Braden. They're just front loaded.
Don't mind.
Patrick, what has been the most unexpected action by the players in your
tough.
favorite review?
I mean, the most unexpected action, at least, was like I talked. Was definitely Eladin. Corvette being open with Eladin. It's kind of changed Eladin's plans a lot. Other unexpected. Honestly, I was not expecting you guys to go to the castle as soon as you did. I was kind of expecting you guys to stick in town a little bit more and explore the town, and then maybe explore like the area around the town, and then like slowly go out. And you're just like, nah, we're going straight for the castle. And I'm like, okay, that works.
I feel like for me, a big part of that is because we went into the church right away, because Artyom was just like, we're going to the church, we need to go and look in there, and then there was the tunnel that just took us way the heck out, and
Yeah.
like, well, the next thing that we can castles.
And part of that was actually kind of bad planning on my part. I had been like, all right, cool, yeah, you guys need to go search in the forest for the ghost, but then then RTM was like, how do we get out there? I was like, well, there's secret tunnel in the chapel. And Adam's like, well, can we go out? And I was like, well, you need to go out at night. And RTM's like, well, we can't climb the gate and we can't climb the wall, so I guess we got to find this secret tunnel. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. I should have, but it's fine. It's worked out great. I'm enjoying how the story's going. So it just required a little bit of more adaptation than I was expecting.
What about like your favorite reveal, like lore or information about plots and stuff popping up?
That's really tough. I'm excited for when Corvette and Jelania are gonna sit down and have a talk.
Really?
What kind of, I mean, talk. I mean, I'm sure that Jelania knows what kind of talk I'm talking about, but like,
Jelania doesnn't. I do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think that Braden or Corvette knows.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. It's just really it's hard because I like seeing everyone's reactions whenever I just reveal something. Like, I don't know. That's a really hard question for me to answer. Like,
the thing is, like, it's not even. At least the stuff that you're referring to is like the most like subtle, teeny little detail of just like, oh,
yeah,
okay, right. And
Exactly.
on the inside, you try and have this poker face. It's really good that I have like this to hide me, because sometimes like on the inside I'm just like, oh no. But
Yeah.
I can cover it up.
Yeah, that's just a really hard question to answer. Because that's what I like to do, is I like to just give little sprinkles and then see how you guys act, and then give another little sprinkle, and but.
Braden,
I'm
this one
so
is
excited.
for you. What was that?
Awesome. Oh, I'm just so excited to hear about everyone's backgrounds more. Like, that's literally the biggest secrets, mysteries. Love it.
There's some things slowly coming. This one is from Luke, Dread Pirate Lemon. Braden, does Corvette have a strict diet to make sure he can fit into his fancy clothes? Does he have a workout routine?
Strict diet, no. He is used to having enough money just to buy new fancy clothes and have it made the way he wants. His family, he especially invests in a lot of haberdasheries. But his workout, he does run more than anything else, just to kind of do stuff. But he's not like over the top. I don't know, like a gym going guy. Does go and run sometimes.
Is this stuff that you are answering and coming up with right now, or is this something that you have thought about?
I thought about it when I heard of this question earlier, so yes. But no, I was like, there's some stuff from like a long time ago. I'm like, oh yeah, he's very into fashion. In case no one's, I mean, he's trying, but it's like he has no place to go right now for any good clothing. So he's like, whatever. But very into fashion and looking good. His motto is like, if you're gonna save the world, you might as well do it looking good. So
where does that come from? Because you were talking about how his family is very well to do. Is that like from presentational sort of thing from his family, or is that more from like growing up in the monastery of like, you're a special person, you special?
Definitely both, but it's like his family is like very, like they are just high and mighty, and he was always taught, look good, look the part, because you're going to own it all one day or something like that. So
Simba from The Lion King. Everything the light touches will be yours.
Everything. Yes, I love that. Exactly.
Better deserve
Definitely,
it.
his dad is very, very much like that. Very ambitious. And yes, I'm not making that one up off the top of my head. So, Patrick, is that true?
Yeah, your father's a very ambitious man.
Yeah.
More ambitious than you know.
So,
Oh.
I believe it. My mind.
Your dad is the embers beneath.
Corbett, I am your father.
I am your father. It's
I do
impossible.
that.
It's impossible.
Alright.
I'm gonna lose a hand now.
Here's another one. This one is Patrick. This is from me. Patrick, can you confirm for us all that the girl that we met outside the initial cave is the true mastermind of all the evil goings-on in the campaign? And are you prepared to hear our suspicions regarding her for the foreseeable future?
I cannot confirm that, but I am prepared to hear your suspicions. I cannot confirm that, but I am very happy to hear your suspicions.
Give us the map. She does point us to the town. She's the first person we met. The only person near the cave.
And you haven't seen her since.
If she's not the Witch of the Wood, then forever onward, anytime someone's like, you need to find this woman, this female person, will be like, it's that one. It's that girl outside the cave. Like, forever, it'll be her.
Oh, yeah.
Is she an important person? Or is she just a...
Is she just literally some random person I gave money to? Because that's okay.
No, so she is important. Yeah, she's important. She's going to be coming back. She will come back.
She'll be back soon. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she is coming back. She's just not maybe coming back as soon as you think.
Okay.
She's either someone's long lost sister or she's super evil.
She is Drift's father.
Dad.
She's Drift's dad.
She's Drift. No.
Or she's just like she's got to be like super powerful, like Silhana in human form, just very super powerful thing. Now, there's always the first person you.
The most powerful. It's either the greatest, most powerful help you'll get, or the most powerful evil you'll face.
Or maybe both.
Gotta get it back to 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Another week.
Another week. No, it always feels so long.
This is for all of us. What is your opinion on how much information to give the family regarding? That was a decent sticky.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
I don't feel like I'm allowed to have too much of an opinion on this. I mean, because I know how the characters would react, dependent on various things, on what you would tell them. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think first before I tell you what I think.
Let's see. Wait, my opinion or Corbett's
both.
opinion?
Your opinion and.
Oof. All right, Corbett. I think would be, to some extent, explaining, but not share all the details. It's like some things probably are better left for Corvette for sure. I don't know. That's such a great question. Oh,
Laundry.
you guys.
So me personally, as a parent, if my kid went missing 10 years, someone came and told me they knew what happened, and they decided that I didn't know, I would be upset. And I think that's part of what Jelania's anger came from was my own like feelings about it, but it does also very much go into her history and her feelings about familial information about what happened to my family. If someone knows and they're not telling me, I will kill them. And in that situation specifically, actually, Jelania was more focused on trying to get the brother to know. He'd kind of given up on the dad. Like, you know, he's kind of crazy. Maybe he'll get some peace. That's fine. But the brother should know that his sister is, to some degree, a human. She escaped from a terrible situation, was able to up her spirits for like a decade of imprisonment and whatever else she had to go through. Why are we keeping back the really positive things about her and not letting her family know that she is such a strong person just because something sad happened? That's kind of her mixed with my own of how I would want to be told what happened.
That's a very good points. I would easily be bought in with that.
So do you guys want to hear what I have to say about it, or
Yes.
are you okay?
Yes,
So
please.
for the father, it wouldn't have mattered to the father either way. The father would have forgotten, and he's in late stages of dementia. He probably wouldn't have remembered anyway. So for him, it didn't matter. For Matvey, at least the way for Matvey, the brother, he's just kind of made peace. He's already had his peace. He's like, my sister's gone, and for him, he just didn't want these new emotions like getting dug up. Like he kind of, having seen some things, he had two thoughts. When he saw his sister, because if you remember, the sister started off in her adult form, then switched to the most, what they would have remembered her as a child, in her appearance. And so she had two thoughts. Either the sister just ran away and just didn't want to come home, which would have broken his heart, or she was being held somewhere. And so at least for Matvey, he just didn't, he'd made his peace, and he didn't want his peace being disturbed. And so that's why he was like, more than you are letting on. That's fine. I'm just gonna, I don't want to have to think about, he didn't want to have to think about more horrible things having happened to his sister, because then for him that would have dug up more emotions that he would have had to deal with. And for him, since he's busy trying to be the new head of the family, since his father is gone, senile at this point, he's trying to keep his family together, and be, and he's also being one of the more influential people in the town. He's trying to just keep it together, basically, which is why he doesn't necessarily want to know what happened to his sister, because he doesn't have to deal with a new set of emotions and new set of problems. He wants to know one day, just not this day. But I 100% agree with Lydia. If it was me, I'd be like, I need you to tell me. But that's the differentiating between what I want as a person and what I think these characters want, because sometimes they surprise you what the characters want.
Then you didn't get sad with Jelania referring to him like an emotional coward.
No, because he totally is. He's totally an emotional coward. He doesn't want to have to deal with his emotions. He's totally an emotional coward. But
He was like a teen. Not like he was a well-developed person.
yeah. So
Great question.
very good question.
Here's another more lighthearted one. Pat. Who has been your favorite NPC?
By and far, I have loved playing Domovoid than I've loved playing anyone else. Like, I feel like it's because you guys know a little bit more about Domovoid than you do other people. But it's just, but also part of it is, I feel like I know more about Domovoid than I know everyone else. Like I have a document that has the list of every single villager in the town. At least the super important ones that you guys are most likely going to get to know. And so like I have their names, I have personality traits about them, I have information about them, but I know a lot more about Domovoy, and for some reason playing Domovoy, I really enjoy it. Like because he's probably one of the. Oh, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do you find that you enjoy like portraying like the weirder NPCs? Because me personally, that's what I love, is like the weird ones, the kind of out there ones.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. So that's definitely part of it. Is that he's odder, but also like he's one of the more happier NPCs. He's one of the NPCs that hasn't really had something super awful happen to him, and so he's happier, even and he's also kind of like trying his best to hold everything together. My second favorite one to play was the sheriff, actually, Sheriff Resnick. I haven't
even talked to him yet. Again.
Yeah, it's like you talked to him once in the first session, and you haven't talked to him since.
Bye.
But, I liked playing Sheriff Resnick. I feel like he was a good introduction to this town, and so that's why I enjoyed playing him. I felt like he was really good at helping establish what you guys were going through and what you were going to be going through.
Probably have a conversation with him again sometime.
Maybe not. It's up to you guys.
Might know more.
Time for this last one. This is for Braden. We do have some for you. Corvette displayed some frustration with Artyom last week. Where does that frustration come from? Corvette always seems kind of like an easygoing.
Yeah. About the Corvette tries to be more jovial, I'd say. Tries to be a little more upbeat, a little more optimistic. And so therefore he tries to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And so with his new companions going through all these, they've been through a couple of fights, a few fights already. So it's like, okay, at least they're not going to stab me in the back. So for him, it was about like sharing information. It's like, hey, we're all in this problem. We all can figure it out together. And a lot of that comes back to like all the people that he grew up with. He was really close, and kind of finding new people that he can start establishing a relationship like that with helps him kind of get through the where the crap am I feeling, and how do I get out of here? So knowing that there's other people besides him helps him a lot, and so just not having that trust or not the willingness to share. And it's great. I love Adam, love you, bro. We're chill. We're great. Just everyone who's watching, love him, love Artyom. But it's just super interesting that we've had like a little like argument in there, and like it's like, oh, Corvus just doesn't get it. It's like, okay, yeah, he understands like immediately, like when he woke up in the cave, not to trust each other, but like we've been through a few fights, so let's kind of work together. So that's where the frustration comes from.
I find it really interesting that Corvette's frustration and Jelania's frustration are kind of the same thing. Artyom had information that he thought that people didn't need to know. Didn't share it because he thought that he wanted to disseminate the information the way he wanted to, and he chose to withhold it and like do it himself, and kind of like, why do you get to know? Why do you get to decide?
I think the line that stung Corvette the most was it was need to know. It's on a need to know basis, and you didn't need to know. It was some form of that, I was like, ooh, I'm like, really? Like we've done, yeah, we barely know each other, but we've like fought together, so we're not gonna stab each other in the back at least. Right now,
freaking Banshee together.
That's my point. I was like, we fought a Banshee. Come on, dude.
That is exactly what you said, Adam. I remember listening to that when I was listening to the VOD again. That's exactly what you said.
Really?
Pretty sure that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. So, but it was, yeah, totally understand it. Love it. Oh, my feelings. That is probably exactly what I said.
Adam, we love you. I am really
Love it,
interested to
Adam.
see how it resolves. I feel like sometimes because we're going like every 2 weeks and it's not like there would be in the game where real life of like this immediate follow-up of like I still feel these feelings because we have 2 weeks in between, like forget like, oh, I'm mad at you, you know. So I'm interested to see how it resolves if we forget about it or if we do have
don't forget about. I won't let you guys forget about it.
like
Yeah.
part of the recap is we all mad at RTO. We all done his whatever.
I think it's going to be a growing opportunity for the party, personally. I'm excited for it because I think this is going to be, at least the way, dependent on how things go, I think it's going to be the time, this is going to be when you guys are finally coming together because you're finally learning to start trust each other. Because it might take a little bit, but like I feel like this is a turning point for the party, personally.
I think it's gonna have like an active decision too.
Yeah.
Like instead of like, oh, it just kind of happens. It's like have to have the conversation, especially because I think at this point, I feel like Jelania is probably aware that because of that moment where she was avoiding eye contact and he. Excuse me, no, I'm looking at you. Like, there's no reason that he would have been able to smell her looking the other way or hear her eyeballs focusing some other direction. Like, there's no excuse for that.
I can smell the direction you're looking.
Also, I think it's really interesting that, like, it's kind of canon that, like, Jelania smells bad that day or something. There were, like, 2 different people who said, like, you smell bad. Fine, I guess.
So, I mean, it's probably been a few days since you've had a bath, so...
I mean, it's probably been much longer. Beth, just gonna say that. Probably multiple months, maybe, honestly.
Wow.
Spoilers, not spoilers. It's been a rough time for her.
It has. It's been a rough time for all of you guys. Except maybe Drith.
Because nothing can be a rough time for Dredd. It's always...
Drith's just chill.
Yeah.
Anything, he's just like, you just go with the flow.
Yeah.
It's probably some of those
Luke,
druid herbs he's got helps with that.
Luke, the question for you next time you're on here is still, what animal? Apparently, I'm a gosh, what was it? What kind
Promiscuous
of duck?
duck?
Promiscuous duck. Corvette is a promiscuous duck. I want to know what everyone else is in just mine.
I feel like that if that's not something that happens on Rehash, it'll probably be something that happens in like, so why what?
Yes.
Doesn't
It will come up someday.
Alright, well, I think that's all the time we have. We've gone over a little bit actually, but it's fun. Yeah.
Fun.
I want to say thank you so much to Braden for Pat coming on, spilling all the beans, as many beans as you can let go of, and a few that maybe I wasn't expecting. Yeah, we'll be back in just a sec with performance check stuff, and then in like a half hour round, we're gonna play some Phasmophobia and like freak out because I hate scary.
That'd be awesome.
Great.
Good luck with that. Have fun.
See you in a little.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for coming.
Bye.